Nudi, siamo in cucina. We are in the kitchen. Andiamo in cucina? Let's go to the kitchen. But now, siamo in cucina e cuciniamo, and let's cook. I'm gonna make nudis. Nudis is the filling of a pasta, almost like a ravioli filling, without the pasta itself. So it's nudi. Nudo, nudo in Italian means naked. Nudi is multiple of naked, many naked little sort of gnocchis, if you will. First, we're gonna blanch the spinach. Lots of spinach leaf, just in boiling water. Okay, bring it to a boil. This dish, it's a favorite in the restaurants. It sells like hotcakes. And you know, I'm glad because I get that feedback from you on social media. Nicole Earp, and she has here cacio e pere ravioli. Now, cacio e pere ravioli are little raviolis that have cacio is sheep's milk cheese. It is the #1 seller. We cannot take it off the menu at Lidia. So, Nicole, I'm very proud of you. The next one is Amber, and she has this great tiramisu made out of berries. That's another one of the recipes that we make in our restaurants because, you know, tiramisu can be made many different flavors. So I am so proud of you ladies. Keep on cooking, and I'm so happy that our restaurant dishes are ending on the table of American families. Thank you. Now, let's check the spinach. Okay, that's good enough. Doesn't need to cook anymore because it will cook as the nudi itself. Let's just put it right in here and let this chill just like that. So I'm gonna wring this really dry. Otherwise, you know, if they're wet, because you throw them in the water just like gnocchi, they will fall apart. So let's wring them dry. Okay, so that's that. Let me wring this good. And wringing, whether you do parsley, you wash it, you chop it, you can wring any cooked vegetables, certainly like this. You get a little workout at the same time. Okay. And here's the little package. The spinach is dry. And let me chop the spinach because we want it in the filling, but we want it finely chopped. And again, you want it finely chopped because you want it to incorporate in the dough. If you have big pieces, when you put them to cook, those big pieces break the nudi apart. Okay. Let's make the nudi. So here is the ricotta that has been draining. And you know, if you drain the ricotta overnight, is the best because you see how much water comes out, and all of that would need some extra flour if it were left in the ricotta. So you're making them that much lighter. Let's put the spinach right in. The egg will keep it all together. A little bit of salt in the egg. Okay, a little bit of nutmeg. Nutmeg, it's not a nut even, it's a pit. And it gives great flavor to stuffings. Let's see, so let me just kind of look through this. That's good. Let's put some cheese in there, grated cheese, some breadcrumbs to tie it all together. And this is the flour. I'm gonna leave the flour and see how much of it I need at the end. I need the flour to bind it all up. This is the extent of making nudis. So now we'll actually shape them. You can take an ice cream scoop to shape the nudi, or you can just do it like that. You can make them round. I like them a little bit just on the long side like that. You kind of coat them with flour, and that's your nudi. As you can see, this is fun and it's fast. This is a great dish to make with family. Kids love getting into them. They get all sticky, sometimes all dirty, because if you work too much and you pressure them too much, then they do get sticky. And you're saying, okay, so why are you throwing it from one pan to the other? That's to shake off the excess flour. So the noodles are all done. I'll clean up and then we'll make the sauce and we'll enjoy some. It was April 1981, way behind schedule, way over budget, but Lidia opened. And with all the pressure, my husband and I put our smiles on, we opened the door and we cooked a beautiful bounty and invited all our friends. And the Festa of Lidia began. That was 1981. The salted water is boiling. Let's make the sauce. This is one of those quick sauces. So, butter and sage leaves, wonderful flavor, especially for the gnudi. I throw in the whole branch so I can pull it out. Peas right in here. So here we go. I'm gonna take just a little bit of the pasta water and put it right in here and let this simmer away. So while we're here, we have a little bit of time. It's a good opportunity for me to teach you some Italians. You guys really like that. And I got this email from this young woman who was going to Italy. And she wanted so much to be ready for Italy. She was going to a cooking school. She was taking Italian classes, a word here, tagliare, coltello. So she got there, and all those words kind of didn't connect with the teacher who was Italian. But she tried. And as they were going to the table, she turned around, and the whole class, and said, "Tutti a tavola a mangiare." She got a standing ovation, and they all clapped because she said that perfectly. You know where that comes from. So we'll teach you some more Italian as we go along, absolutely. Let me put the noodles one by one, and you kind of spread them around the pan, and even halfway through you go, just gently move them around so they don't stick to the bottom. Don't go in there and create a whirlwind, a hurricane. Just nice and easy, gently move them around so they don't stick to the bottom. And as you notice, there's an abundant amount of water. You want that because you want the water to come up back to a boiling point as soon as possible. That's when they begin to congeal, to cook, to harden. And so putting this back on will help that. So I'm gonna put that back on. And this is pea shoots. And I'm gonna use the pea shoots to decorate the top of the dish. So pea shoots are delicious. They're sweet. They're great in salads. But to decorate, they're also just great. So let's check if they're floating around as they're coming up. That means that they're getting lighter and they're cooking. The sage, I'm going to remove it. I think it released a lot of the flavor. And I have it on a low boil because you don't want it at a rolling boil because, they might break. But they have to cook through. As it cooks, it congeals. So it looks like they're done and they're pretty resilient. So let's put them right in the sauce. Let them cook a little bit in the sauce so that they absorb some of the flavor. I made the sauce with peas, but you can make it with asparagus, with scallions. Just also sage, butter, and cheese is a delicious, simple sauce for pasta, especially pasta like this. The sauce looks nice and dense enough. I'm going to close the heat. I'm going to add some cheese to this, grated cheese. And we are ready to plate. How many would you eat? Or maybe 5? If you're really hungry, I know you could eat 5. So let's put some sauce on top of it, just like that. And a little bit of these, just a little bit of the pea shoots. And of course, where's my dish? 1 is enough for me. Let's put some sauce. Like that, just like that. Looks very good. It's time to taste now. As you can see, the ricotta, the spinach, everything is staying together. It's cooked, it's delicious. And let me taste it. Milky, cheesy. The peas bring the sweetness, buttery. Any other adjectives I could tempt you with because that's the reality of this dish. It's really good, and it's not that hard to make.